Welcome to Speed Round Sunday on the Parenting Roundabout podcast, where we share a mini episode from our past for your weekend listening pleasure. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new episode.
Speaking of annoying things that other parents do, Catherine.
Yeah, we'll move into our speed round, which we're calling it Parent Group Pet Peeves. So when you are a parent, you're involved, whether you like it or not, with other groups of parents. Whether it's through an activity your child does, their school, whatever it is. On the one hand, you can make some great friends this way. It can be, a source of information and support. But there's always people coming kind of in and out. And when that happens, when you get new kids and new parents, and all of a sudden,
so enthusiastic.
Things can change in a stressful manner. So we wanted to talk about, how does that work for you? Nicole, for example, has the experience of being the new kid on the block frequently.
Many times over.
So, how does that go? How do you kind of get yourself in, what problems have you had, I guess, because our theme is pet peeves.
Say some bad things about old stick in the mud people, and then I will argue on their behalf.
I've been the new person many times over. And I think I mentioned once that I've moved 19 times since I've been married. So for jobs and other reasons. But being the new person just really sucks. Can I say that?
I'll believe you.
And you basically don't, when you join a group, you don't have an identity. Like, you have to just basically, slide in and adapt to that group until you gain enough traction and enough,
like, social capital.
To
be able to.
So that you can start to be who you are and express your opinions. But
because I think what Terry is facing is the people who come in and are just ready to shake things up without taking the temperature first.
No, you need to be a chameleon. You need to go in there and, adapt to that group's values. And hopefully you're joining a group that shares the same values as you. Sometimes you don't. I've had that experience. Where I think they're one way, but they're not. And I've hightailed it out of there.
Well, and a lot of times you don't have a choice, because if it's your kid's team or your kid's classroom or whatever, that's it. You're gonna you're gonna be stuck with whoever's already there.
And I tend, and I'm not a very I don't have the kind of personality where I'm vocal. Like, I tend to do things quietly. So if things need to happen or change or do something, I tend to just kind of find an ally within the group and whisper in their ear. But I am very much I just kind of slide in there and kind of hang out and watch.
You learn that after one or two times of getting slapped down, I guess.
Yeah.
But, sometimes people come in with bad ideas, and that's hard enough. I mean, I know I was, involved in, like, the 8th grade graduation of my kids' school for 2 different times. My kids were, a few years apart. And, every time it would be, this is what we do. We have this 8th grade dance. It's a tradition. We do it every year. We have it here. This is what we do. And every year it's, could we have a cruise? Or let's go to a catering hall. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I'm like, it's 8th grade. We're going to dance in the cafeteria. Shut up. So that's just people coming in with impractical stuff and wanting to be. But I find myself, maybe because I'm getting older, is just even resenting people who have good new ideas that require me to do work. We have recently a situation where somebody came up with, a really good way to honor the coach. And I like the coach, and I think he deserves all the honor he can get. But it's like, we've never done this before. do we have to do it now?
Do we have to set this precedent?
Exactly. Can't we just give them a hug and say thank you so much like we do every year? And like, I feel like a Grinch to say, geez, do we really have to? Because it's a very nice thing. It's a very good idea, but it's just somebody new coming in and saying, hey, let's do this thing that we've never done before. And, oh, come on. Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that's partially because I'm just old and tired.
Well, I am
but
conscious of being the one who's like, of not wanting to be the one who says, this is the way we've always done it.
Yeah.
Because I know that's not very helpful, and it's hard to hear if you're a new person, and it's discouraging. You know, eventually new people do need to take over.
Right.
But, you know, sometimes there's a good reason why we always have done it this way.
It is tried and true. And, you know, and everybody here is a volunteer, and nobody here needs more things to do. Even if it's a good thing, even if it's a nice thing. So I'm struggling with this right now. I guess that's, you know, I hate to say my pet peeve is new people with their new ideas, shaking my fist. But although I do also have a situation where, unbeknownst to me and my kids and his kid and his friends joining a group completely changed the group in ways I did not realize. And I get a lot of resentment from the old timers in that group. So it's like, it's not like I came in and said, hey, let's do things completely differently.
Right.
But it happened because of me. Anyway. So,
Terry, how could you?
I did not know, although I have had it spelled out to me numerous times, exactly the chain of events and my involvement in it.
Ouch.
But I did not know. I don't know if I had known if I would have done things differently, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, sometimes things happen, but it's a difficult, you know, such a difficult situation, parent groups that are adjacent to a kid thing, because everybody wants to do what's good for their kid. And that's right. Everybody should. But then you have the whole dynamic of a bunch of adults.
Right.
And that's a different dynamic than parents and a different one than kids. And it's a thing that you feel like you should not have to deal with, and yet you do, which is, you know, we've talked about PTAs, and that's the problem with that. Is that you should be there for the kids, but there's personalities going on. So,
well, and
it would be nice.
I don't know. I mean, I run into this with our figure skating club is there's a lot to do, and there's not very many people who are willing to do it. Yeah. But at the same time, you know, sometimes you get, well, so-and-so is willing to do it, but only if we do it a different way. And then you're stuck, you know, then you really have to decide, like, what matters more, or, you know, can we live with doing it differently in order for it to just get done? You know, it's hard. And, you know, when some people in the group don't want a different person to, or whatever, or that particular person, it's rough. It's rough.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. Coming into a new group or coming into an established group is just, it's so tricky, especially when it's women.
Yeah,
it's all women.
That is true.
It's like it's navigating this. There is no navigation.
Right.
There are no rules.
The rule is don't rock the boat, right?
Yeah, don't rock the boat.
Except for my idea, which is good and helpful.
My idea is so much better.
We'll make it so much simpler, as opposed to your ideas, which are making it so much more complicated.
I know. I was just sitting here thinking, you know, at the beginning of this topic, I was saying, you know, how I tend to just slide in and not, you know, make any suggestions or comments for the first, 10 years. In the meantime, I'm feeling very hypocritical because I'm telling my daughter to, you know, get in there and make some change, because I want her to join the Possibilities Club at her high school, which is the club for students. So for the general education population, they have this club called Possibilities, and they go in there and they interact with these special education
Oh dear,
students.
yeah, you got opinions on that.
Yeah, I have lots of opinions on that. And then of course they have, the special needs dance at the end of the year. Anyway, it just I'm like, okay, Kristen, you're going to join this group, and this is what you're going to do.
Yeah, the whole thing of making our daughters be our avatars to go and do things that we think need to be done, but we can't do ourselves. That's a whole nother topic. We got to put that aside as a topic for another week, because holy cow, is it a bad idea, and yet it is completely irresistible.
Although it depends on your daughter, and my daughter,
no
her
daughter
personality
wants to be her mother's chess piece.
No, but it depends on her personality, and if she shares the same passion.
Yeah, but you don't have to go up against the mean girls who are going to tell her, this is the way we do it. I don't know. Well, I wish her well.